Hello and welcome to The Correspondent. This is your host Hajra Haroon and I'm here today with another episode of my segment Now You Know. आज की जो हमारी discussion है, it is going to be revolved around the topic of women in corporate sector. Corporate sector में ख़वातीन पाकिस्तान में in the first place तो आती ही नहीं हैं और अगर आ भी जाती हैं तो there is a huge gap between women and their male counterparts. 2017 की एक रिसर्च के मुताबिक for every 9 male directors there's one female director working in the corporate sector. So that says a lot about the representation of women in this field. और उसी हवाले से आज correspondent is in conversation with Aimen Gulzar who has experience of working in the corporate sector. Aimen Gulzar, she holds a bachelor's in finance and accounting from NUST Islamabad. She has been associated with HBL, National Bank Pakistan, and she has also worked with a Fauji group. So Aimen, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Aimen, I would like to begin with the question कि ख़वातीन के लिए corporate sector में कितना मुश्किल है आना, अपनी एक जगह ढूंढना और in fact मतलब starting कितनी मुश्किल है उनके लिए?
First of all, thank you for having me. I would like to start with my own experience because I graduated in 2017 and I had to navigate through a lot of jobs to find a job that was aligned with my goals. पहली बात तो ये है कि people tend to not take you seriously when you're a fresh graduate, and on top of it, if you're a woman, you're taken less seriously. उससे भी कम. First and foremost, the problem starts with the interviews. You go interview for a job, which is like, in my case, it's finance related. I want to work in the financial industry. I want to work on core finance, but I'm offered sales jobs. Why? Because I'm good. I look good on the front desk. I look good because it's good PR, it's good marketing. But when it comes to hard work, when it comes to ground work and getting your hands dirty, I'm not fit for that. पहले तो वो मसला आता. This is the first barrier. You cross this barrier, then you move on to, luckily, if you're lucky, you find a job. Then you're not taken seriously on the job because they're really mature men on top positions and they take you like a kid. Like, isko kya pata? You get passive treatment and you're not taken seriously. You have to fight a lot on a lot of fronts. आपको अपनी बात मनवानी पड़ती है, आपको लड़ना पड़ता है और आपको you have to fight a battle every day. Then your male counterparts happen to me multiple times that they get good clients, they get better projects because they're here for the long term. और आपकी तो शादी हो जाएगी and you'll just go and leave the job. One of my ex-bosses actually told me कि आपको तो हम हायर नहीं करना चाहते थे बिकॉज लड़कियों का टर्नओवर बहुत ज़्यादा है, उनकी शादियाँ हो जाती हैं, वो छोड़ के चले जाते हैं. सो दीज आर द काइंड ऑफ ब्लेटेंट कमेंट्स दैट women have to face every day and yet we still fight on, we strive for better.
True enough. अच्छा, एक और चीज़ है कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर में अगर पोजीशन जो हायर पोजीशंस हैं उनकी बात की जाए तो वहाँ पे हमें ख़वातीन ज़्यादा नज़र नहीं आती. एंड दिस इज़ क्वाइट एन आयरनी कंसिडरिंग द फैक्ट कि पाकिस्तान वो मुल्क है जिसने इस्लामी दुनिया की पहली वज़ीर आज़म खातून मुंतखब की थी, लेकिन इसके बावजूद हमें पावर पोजीशंस के ऊपर जो है ख़वातीन नज़र नहीं आती. और वो सिर्फ कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर में नहीं है, तकरीबन हर जगह पे है, बट स्पेसिफिकली कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर में उसकी क्या रीज़न है?
कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर में एक तो लॉन्ग वर्किंग आवर्स इज़ वन ऑफ द रीजंस बिकॉज पाकिस्तान की सोसाइटी में वुमेन कैन नॉट स्टे बैक एट 10 PM 11 PM एट नाइट, इवन मिड नाइट. एक तो वो वर्किंग आवर्स का बहुत प्रॉब्लम है एंड द रियल वर्क एंड द रियल सोशलाइजिंग स्टार्ट्स आफ्टर 5 PM. 5 PM तक वो वर्किंग इज़ नॉट अ थिंग. आप जितना भी काम कर लें, आप जितना भी हार्ड वर्क कर लें डेस्क पे, actual work starts after 5 PM and you have to socialize with people, you have to build your social capital, you have to meet people. And women in Pakistan, we don't have that culture of going out of the way. So women have to leave at 5, 5:30, 6 max. They have kids, they have husbands to look after. This is not Europe, this is not US where you're living alone and you can come anytime at home. You have responsibilities. एक तो ये है. दूसरा, when you have kids, most women take a huge gap in between their employment and they're not welcomed back with open arms. अभी 1-2 कंपनीज ने स्टार्ट किया है to bring women back into industry like Nestle and P&G. They've started welcoming women who have employment gaps after having kids. So they're they've created some programs for those women especially. But overall, if you have a 3-year, 4-year gap on your resume, so it's financial industry especially and the corporate sector moves really fast. तो आप अगर 3-4 साल का गैप लेके आपके रेज्यूमे में है, तो how can you like keep up with the speed? एक तो ये मसला है. So once you lose those 4-5 years, it's really difficult to get back on top. And the rest, ये सारे multiple reasons, a lot of reasons. लेकिन ये है कि also people pull you back. It's easier for a man to progress slowly to the top, but for a woman it's a lot of other external factors as well. So it's rarely कोई बहुत ही strong आपको नजर आती है. For example, Seema Kamil was CEO of a bank. So कम है जो कि they reach to the top because they're strong enough.
अच्छा, एक और इसमें एक स्टेरियोटाइप भी आ जाता है कि अगर कोई औरत सर्व कर रही है किसी बड़ी पोजीशन पे, तो उसके बारे में असम्पशंस भी बहुत ज़्यादा होती हैं कि वो उस पोजीशन तक पहुंची कैसी होगी. शी मस्ट हैव स्लेप्ट विद द सीईओ. इस तरह की कितनी असम्पशंस हैं जो हम रेगुलर सुनते हैं.
बिल्कुल ऐसा ही है. एंड सेम अगर सेम बंदा उस पोजीशन पर बैठा है, he wouldn't have to face those rumors, those taunts, those things about his personal life. But when a woman is progressing, उसकी personal life comes out.
Exactly.
Out in the open. Even if she's married, divorced, or unmarried, whatever, it's out in the open.
True.
A marital status of a woman is quite discussed in the corporate sector. But it doesn't matter if a man is like even 50 years old and not married. Doesn't matter.
अच्छा, जैसे आपने बात की कि ख़वातीन कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर में नहीं आती ड्यू टू लॉन्ग वर्किंग आवर्स और इस तरह के सारे इश्यूज हैं. अब काफ़ी ज़्यादा चेंज आ भी रहा है. ख़वातीन पढ़ाई भी कर रही हैं, पढ़ाई करके जॉब्स भी कर रही हैं. इट इज़ बिकमिंग नॉर्मलाइज्ड. एक हद तक नॉर्मलाइज हो रही हैं चीज़ें. इफ़ वी कंपेयर इट टू आवर मदर्स जनरेशन, तो उनके लिए शायद चीज़ें इतनी आसान नहीं थी जितनी हमारे लिए हैं. बट एट द सेम टाइम जहाँ ये फ्रीडम हमें मिल रहा है और हमने ये फ्रीडम लिया है, जैसे मर्जी लिया है ओवर द ईयर्स, बट एट द सेम टाइम हमसे वो पेट्रियार्कल कल्चरल एक्सपेक्टेशंस भी होती हैं कि इवन दो हम काम करनी है निकल के, लेकिन वो बाहर का काम है, घर आके वी हैव टू गेट इनटू द शूज ऑफ अ वाइफ और अ मदर और व्हाटएवर. तो वो भी आपको लगता है कि एक डबल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आ जाती है ख़वातीन पे?
डबल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आती है, बिल्कुल आती है. मोस्ट women burn out before they are able to reach a certain position because they have to handle the kids, they have to handle their husband, who are mostly 100% dependent on their wives. Earlier they're dependent on their mothers, then they're dependent on their wives. The expectation of a woman coming back and cooking dinner, taking care of kids, but the same husband when he comes, he's not supposed to do anything. He's not supposed to lift a finger, and he's just खाना उसके आगे सर्व होगा. But these are I feel like ये cultural problems हैं, and these problems restrict the entrance of women because most of the women think यार हमें जब डबल ही काम करना है, why should we like do this? There is an opportunity cost attached to this decision कि हम डबल काम करके अपने आप को burn out करके exhaust करें and we're not able to give attention to either areas, या फिर हम एक ही चीज़ पर focus करें. So they either lose their families and they lose important relationship building with their family, with their kids, and they have issues with their personal lives. या फिर if they choose their family, they have to lose their career. So it's a I don't know, it's an opportunity cost you have to pay.
और अब अगर कोई औरत जगल करना चाहे दोनों चीज़ों को,
it's very hard.
If a woman is a mother और उसको बच्चों को भी look after करना है, तो corporate sector उस मामले में कितना supportive है towards it, like day cares के उसमें, या even maternity leaves जब कोई औरत आके apply करती है maternity leaves के लिए, तो is it looked down upon?
When I worked in the Fauji group, a lot of women were mothers, and a lot of mothers and a lot of women were about to be mothers. So I've experienced both areas. I've seen people wanting to have a daycare at the organization because it was a huge organization, a lot of mothers, but they didn't have a daycare. So most of the women had to leave their jobs because of this problem. Again, a barrier to their progress and to their success. And a daycare was demanded from the organization, which was never given. एक तो ये problem है कि daycares हर जगह available नहीं है और ना ही वो देना चाहते हैं because it's an added cost. They rather hire a guy who doesn't need a daycare. He has a wife at home taking care of the kids. So organizations are not very positive. They don't have a positive outlook towards daycare. Maternity leave is a sort of a requirement now, but the problem with maternity leave is that it's frowned upon. Once a woman leaves for the leaves, like maternity leave, le li hai, chali gayi hai, she's not supposed to be discriminated against or based on her maternity leave, but that's not the case in real life. She loses the opportunity to get promoted, she loses the opportunity to get good projects. I'm not saying it's the case with everybody or every organization, but mostly, generally, यही है कि people talk about your seriousness and they question your seriousness now that you're a mother, because you have your opinion, you have your attention diverted towards your, and it's a general fact कि एक employer और एक male stereotypical सोच है कि अब तो उसका ध्यान उधर ही लगा रहेगा, she won't be like 100% attentive in her work and वो अपना 100% given नहीं कर सकेगी. So that's about it.
तो उस पर फिर यही चीज़ आ जाती है कि अगर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सपोर्टिव हों तो आई थिंक दे कैन मेक इट क्वाइट ईजियर फॉर वुमेन. फॉर एग्जांपल जैसे आप मुझे बता रही हैं कि वहाँ पे डे इतनी बड़ी कंपनी है, एक अच्छा खासा नाम है, बट दे डिडंट हैव अ डे केयर, एंड कंसिडरिंग द फैक्ट कि इतनी सारी खवातीन वर्किंग मदर्स उनके पास हैं, बट किसी के दिमाग में ये चीज़ नहीं आई टू फैसिलिटेट देम टुवर्ड्स इट. So
it's a huge problem, and most of the women have to leave jobs, no matter how competent they are, no matter how great they are. They do have at some point in their lives they do have to make a decision कि उन्होंने continue करना है या they have to like stay at home.
अच्छा, एमन सिंस आप काफ़ी सालों से इस फील्ड में हैं, सो यू वुड नो अबाउट इट. अगर यंग खवातीन की बात की जाए हु आर एस्पायरिंग टू कम इनटू दिस फील्ड, व्हाट एडवाइस वुड यू गिव टू देम?
I would give them a few advices which I've learned quite a few lessons. पहली बात कि if you know something, be confident about it and never get intimidated by strong men or older men in stronger positions and powerful positions, because if you are confident enough कि आपको ये बात पता है, they will try to confuse you, they will try to make sure कि you doubt yourself, but never doubt yourself. I've done multiple internships in big organizations, I've worked in big organizations, and the only thing that has made me progress further and made me not lose my confidence is because I believed in myself and I believe that what I know is correct and nobody can change that. Secondly, always have ground rules and principles, because without that you will be lost.
Aimen, thank you so much for taking out the time for us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
So this was our episode for today. I hope you learned something out of it. Please don't forget to give your feedback to us in the comment section. Thank you.